So you've marked your assets, you want to report them to the IUID registry. There's basically three ways you can do this. You can simply manually enter them into the WAF or IRAPT into the IUID registry. You can outsource this requirement to a vendor, just like you can outsource IUID labels to a vendor, such as A2B tracking. And the last option is you can buy some third-party software through A2B tracking, perhaps, to simply do it electronically at your site. So how do you determine which option is best? Well, the easiest way to do this is to simply look at, let's say on an annual basis, how many IUIDs do I think I'm going to have? Well, if you're in the single digits, let's say you're a mom and pop shop, you don't do that many, you're probably going to be suited to just manually enter them. If you're going to do more than 10 a year, you want to consider either outsourcing it, and the reason why is when you're reporting an IUID to the IUID registry, it's so broken down in terms of the number of pieces of information or the pedigree data that has to be reported, such as the complete IUID number, the CAGE code, the part number, the serial number, the unit of measure, the shipment date, the value. There's a number of other items that have to be reported to the registry. It's not just the IUID number. So think about that. Every IUID, you probably have 15 to 20 pieces of information if it's new acquisition that you have to key in. And if any one of those is wrong, it's not going to go through. Now, if you outsource it, such as with A2B tracking, when we're creating the IUID, we know all the data, and I think any vendor can do this as well, not just A2B tracking, will know that the data is correct because they've already created a fully compliant IUID label. It's just a matter of getting the additional information. And that information can be reported electronically, so the manual keying or the fat fingering, if you will, of all that data goes away, so the error possibility goes away. Now, outsourcing can be expensive. Let's say you're a very high volume supplier of the government and maybe you're doing 500 or 1,000 pieces of assets on a yearly basis. You want to take a strong look at maybe bringing in a third-party software in-house so that this is done electronically within your own business, because it can get pricey outsourcing it. So the easiest way to do this, again, just look at your volume and then make a determination as to what's best suited. We have some customers who may say, look, I don't care what it costs. I don't have the people to do this, whether it's manually keying it in or having the software. We just want someone else to do it. And the benefit of that is it takes the responsibility off you and puts it entirely on the vendor. They're responsible to fully report that. And then once it is reported, they should be sending you back some type of confirmation report with at least 2 pieces of information. The date that those UIDs have been registered and the list of the actual UIDs, so that everything is reported correctly. And that way you know if you submitted 50 IUIDs to a vendor, they should come back with a confirmation report to you listing the 50 IUIDs and the date that they were registered.